Remember, you and I get to pay for these people's housing and resettlement. Meanwhile, we starve during a pandemic.
Homeless people still pay taxes if they have jobs. Those taxes should help them find homes, not given to the non-tax-paying refugees.
Hi everyone, this is Jenny from Jenny TV.
Hi everyone, it's Eddy, Jenny TV's editor and Jenny's little brother.
Today, Eddy and I will be reading refugee comments. We just want to know what people are thinking, what people are posting on the internet related to refugee issues. So let's get started. 안녕하세요, 제니입니다.
안녕하세요, 에디입니다.
오늘 저와 제 동생이 아프간 난민 관련 댓글을 읽어보는 시간을 가지려고 합니다. 끝까지 시청해주세요. So before we get started with our comment reading, Eddy and I wanted to do this specifically because we want to listen to what other people are thinking about the refugee crisis, especially Afghan refugees coming over to the United States. I think it's going to be a good opportunity for us to listen to the other side, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Eddy.
All right, let's jump right into it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the first two ones, they're very straightforward. And kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes me uncomfortable kind of reading these, but
yeah.
They said, don't let them in the US, or start the deportation. So
in all caps.
Yeah, exactly.
Start the deportation.
So what do you think about this?
I mean, my first reaction is, wow, like, this is crazy. Like, this is not how we should approach the situation, because deportations, obviously, it's heartbreaking. They're heartbreaking processes. So yeah, my first reaction is, oh, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it kind of made me cringe inside, you know. But I'm not really surprised that there are people who think like this, because, you know, there's a wide spectrum of people.
Yeah, I mean, there are just so many opinions surrounding the issue of refugee
And refugees
acceptance.
are, like, the concept of refugees are so controversial that it just yeah. I guess there's people like this as well.
All right, next one. How come they can't do this for our own citizens? What about our own homeless? I'm sorry, this is wrong.
Again, this person, I don't know, just like the first time I read it, I cringed again, because like, it's kind of, I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but yeah, I don't know, what do you think? I don't know, it's just so weird for me.
Well, obviously homelessness is an issue in the United States, and I'm not saying that it's not, but this can't be a reason to justify our ignorance towards refugees, right? Yes, homelessness is an issue. Yes, we should think about our veterans, but these can't be reasons to say, yeah, so we shouldn't help refugees, or we're not going to help refugees because we have homelessness and other problems in the United States. I mean, why can't we help everybody, right?
Yeah.
That's just my thought.
Yeah. The next one is, homeless people still pay taxes if they have jobs. Those taxes should help them find homes, not given to the non-tax-paying refugees. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go on with my first thought. It was very, it was a word that you mentioned before, but very ignorant. And there's a lot of misinformation being spread from this comment alone. And yeah, I just thought it's, you know, just like take a 30 seconds or something to kind of research and kind of understand some new things. Then you know that this comment is totally false, right?
Yeah. A lot of people have this misconception that refugees leech off of what the government, other resettlement agencies give them. But once they're settled and they have a job, they obviously work and they get educated and they pay taxes and they do, you know, the important duties of a citizen. So
yeah, and there's
totally false.
There's an ebook from World Relief that I kind of want to like share to people watching it under TV, it's like I learned a lot from it, and it took me like 30 seconds to read, so we'll link that description. But,
yeah, definitely check it out. But essentially, like, we learned that refugees also help our economy.
A lot more than we actually think.
It's definitely not true to say that, oh, these people are just leeching off of our taxes and things like that. Next one. Remember, you and I get to pay for these people's housing and resettlement. Meanwhile, we starve during a pandemic. So just to give you guys a little bit of context, we're getting these comments off of refugee news related to like Afghan settling in the United States, which is kind of a recent phenomenon that we're seeing
for a few months.
For the last few months. And I think this comment specifically reflects, I guess, something that we don't really want to think about in human nature, where if you're unhappy, you want other people to be unhappy.
Exactly.
And so I think that's kind of reflected in here. It's like, hey, we're starving during the pandemic, we're struggling through this pandemic, and why am I paying for these people's like housing and resettlement?
Yeah, and I think they kind of use starve to kind of overreact in a way, because no one's really starving.
I mean, you never know.
You never know, but like if they have enough money to comment on a YouTube video, I know they're not going to be starving. But anyway, I think it's just very ignorant as well. It's very similar to the comment before here.
Yeah. Not last one, but another one about homelessness. The government brings these people here, and homeless people live on the streets who can't even get homes.
Yeah, so they're all very connected.
So 80% of my research in finding these comments, everybody was mentioning homelessness, and I didn't know that this was a pattern that we saw, but literally like 8 out of 10 people were talking about homelessness and veterans and saying how we have enough problems here, and we don't have when we shouldn't help refugees. And I understand that, yes, there are many problems in the United States, but again, like, I don't know if that should be the reason why we should just, not help refugees,
Turn our backs, to refugees. But on a positive turning point, thankfully.
Yeah,
finally, people are so angry in these comments. 80 to 90% of these people will be honest working citizens. Get over it. They didn't get to choose where they were born. You complainers are such entitled people. Heck, some of them help our militaries for years and were priority evacuees for helping us. So this one, you can go ahead.
It was really hard, to be honest, to find like positive comments or comments that are more open and accepting of refugees. And I think that just is a reflection of our reaction to refugees coming over to the United States. A lot of Americans feel like they don't have a lot of good things to say about that. But yeah, I found this one, and I thought there were some really good points in this comment. So
yeah, and I kind of want to say, like, this is what I'm feeling when I'm reading these comments. It's like kind of like anger at the same time. It's like, these people need to understand that they're not only like leeching off of us. They're not only like here to learn, like suck our blood and kill us and stuff like that. It's like these people are actual people that have families that just want safety for their own families, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think people just need to have a little bit more empathy,
Yeah. Last one, these people risk their lives to help Americans. I welcome Afghans here. I also work to help homeless in the United States by, for example, cooking meals for them. They can be welcome for both.
Yeah, I think this one's a great one to kind of wrap things up. It's just exactly what you and I have been saying. It's just, why can't we just help everyone, at once?
Yeah.
And, when we are. Like, people in the United States are actually helping to help people that are homeless, refugees, all the other people that need help, people with disabilities, memory care and stuff like that. It's like we're all helping. It's just, in different paces. But yeah, I think it's just a good comment to wrap things up.
Okay, so I have one more thing to say before we wrap our video up. I think as a generation, we're really interested in equality, right?
Very invested.
Gender equality, racial equality, many other equalities that we're interested in, and I'm so glad that we're making a lot of progress. But I think at the same time, we have this movement of wanting equality in the level of unhappiness. So if I'm unhappy, you should be unhappy.
Yeah.
If I'm in a bad place, I'm gonna bring you down so that we're all in a bad place. I just feel like it's a time where we really need to hope good for others and wish the best for others, and lift people up so that we live in a good place together, and we're in a good place together and not just thinking about myself. So hopefully you guys enjoyed our reactions to these comments.
Yeah.
I had fun. What about you?
It was a good learning experience for everyone.
Yeah, definitely a learning experience.
Yeah, it just kind of brings to light of how majority of people actually think about refugees, and so I think it just gives space for education and
Absolutely.
Spreading the word about refugees as well.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Eddie, and it was really nice talking with you today.
Thanks for having me, Jenny.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.